You get ready.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Angel here with Essential Health and...
Asha.
There he is.
Look
My
at me.
good.
Ayo.
Yeah. Okay, so today what we're going to do, I thought I would kind of just come on here and explain to everyone why I'm trying to get my home as non-toxic as possible. So for those of you, oh, hi, Danielle.
Hi, Daniel.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know me, my husband and I had a daughter. She was just about 18 months old, and she actually passed away from a brain tumor. Yes, so childhood cancer has touched our family in a very, very deep way. And, I kind of really never put much thought into cancer-causing products until I experienced having a daughter with cancer. So, we had a little scary experience a couple days ago. This little guy right here, our whole family had a little cold, and he said to me, he was kind of like, not being himself, and he said, "Mommy, my brain hurts." And I was like, I don't really like the sounds of that, but he probably just means he has a headache. So I gave him some Tylenol, and then he went back to his normal self. He was fine.
I'm normal self.
Yeah. And then a couple days later, my husband was actually home this time, and he looked at me and he said, "I think something's wrong with Asher. His eyes look weird, and he's saying his brain hurts." So that was the second time. And then 2 days ago, he was running around playing, and all of a sudden he just stopped and he laid on the couch and just like, he wasn't saying anything, wasn't really playing. He was kind of lethargic. And so I kind of noticed, and I said, "Babe, are you okay?" And he's like, "Mommy, my brain hurts." So 3 times he complained of his brain hurting. So we went to the hospital.
Hey, turn on the apple.
Say hi to Nina. Nina joined.
Oh, hey, Nina.
So, like I said, from my experience, saying that his brain hurts made me extremely nervous. So we went to the hospital, and my mom met us there. And we, of course, had a CT done to make sure. And, on my way home, I was kind of thinking, like, man, that was really scary to put me, not only, for what we had been through, but also it was the same exact hospital that my daughter had received her treatments in. So, oh, hi, Momo. Say hi to Momo.
Hi, Momo.
Yeah. So, just super scary. So really, when it boils down to it, my main reason for using oils and, using more natural alternatives in our home is because we're trying to eliminate our risk of cancer. And you may not know this, but products that you use all around your house every single day have been linked to cancer. Now, it's not 100% like if you use this, you're guaranteed to get cancer. But like I said, from having a personal experience with it, I just want to limit. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to say
You're not perfect.
I'm not going to say we don't ever use anything that has caused cancer ever, or we don't ever eat.
So my brain was hurting because I didn't get some. Right, Mom?
Yeah, baby.
Right.
Like I said, just in fact, when we left the hospital after, we were there for 5 hours, and with 2 little ones, that's not really an easy task.
You're not homemade.
Not homemade with hands. It's not really an easy task to keep 2 active children, occupied for 5 hours in a small space. So on the way home, he said he was hungry because we didn't let him eat lunch, because in case you have to get anesthesia, they don't let you have food or drink. So, he's asking me, "Mommy, can I have a snack?" And I'm like, "No, you can't." So when we left the hospital, what did he ask for? What did you eat after we left the hospital? What did I have to do?
Go half meal?
Yeah. Well, he asked me for McDonald's, and I was like, "You know what? We've had a rough day. Mommy was scared, and I didn't think about food or whatever. So yes, we're gonna have McDonald's. So occasionally we do. Now that's not an everyday thing.
Okay, let's get started.
Yep. That's not an everyday thing. So like I said, I'm not perfect, but for the majority, I'm trying to think about the products that we use in our home, and if they cause cancer, eliminate them and replace them with something that is more natural.
Oh.
So, all right, hand me a product.
Okay.
What's first? All right, so this is the Thieves toothpaste. This is one of the
toothpaste tastes like lemon.
Yep. Young Living actually has 4 different toothpastes. Show them the kids one. Get your toothpaste.
And here's the kids' toothpaste.
Oh yeah. All right. So this is the kids one that we use for Asher and me.
Me.
So I kind of just did some research about these products, and the good thing about Young Living's toothpaste is that none of them have fluoride. One of the things that with my daughter having cancer, I kind of went back and did some research about, you know, what could have possibly caused it. Was it genetic? I mean, we really don't know, but I didn't really breastfeed her. She was mostly formula fed, and nursery water, which is what they tell you to put in baby's formula, contains fluoride. The reason is
no, wait, no.
Please stop. What was I saying? Oh, so nursery water contains fluoride, and fluoride has been linked to cancer. Children, most specifically in children too. So I definitely, when I saw that the toothpaste were fluoride free, that was something I was very excited about. Because like I said, I don't know what caused her cancer, but I would rather avoid something that could have possibly had a link. And also it was more specifically also linked to bone cancer. It also can cause early puberty and infertility. So those are some scary things if you have, I have boys, but well, I guess it's scary for boys too, but especially if you have daughters, you don't want them having early puberty symptoms. And also infertility is something that, especially for a woman, is really, really hard to deal with. So obviously if you can avoid it, that is best. All right, next product. All right, so this is the Thieves Household Cleaner. It comes in like a concentrate like this. This is a,
I'm gonna hand you it.
Okay, this is a 14.4 ounce bottle. So basically what you do is you take the cap off and you fill the cap like this and you pour it into a bottle like this. This is a 16 ounce bottle. So in this entire big thing, you use one little capful. And then
you use this?
Yes. If you have a smaller bottle, like some people like Vitamin Shop or whatever sell smaller bottles, like if you're using an 8 ounce bottle, which would be half of this, you would only use half of a cap. So this bottle seems, you know, it's expensive. It's like $22, but if you think about using one capful, this will do this whole bottle, and this bottle lasts me weeks at a time. So for one, it is a lot more natural than what you can find in the store. Some household cleaners, I just Googled, you know, some of the main household cleaners like Lysol and all that, and they have like these crazy chemicals in them that are, there's a website called the Environmental Working Group. Pretty much it tells you products, you know, toothpaste, body wash, shampoos, household cleaners, all kinds of stuff. You type it in this database and it will give you a rating based from A to F. And then I think the beauty products like lipstick and all that go from 1 to 10. But this specific cleaning product, the scale was from A to F. And I just typed in Lysol and almost all of the products were rated an F, which means they are not good for you. A being the best and F being the worst. Some of the side effects next to it, it'll kind of tell you this chemical causes that or it's been linked to whatever. I just wrote down all the ones that literally said in the description has been linked, you know, some concern for cancer. Dipropylene glycol butyl ether, FD&C yellow 5, alcohol ethylate, which they have C91148EO. All of those are cancer causing. So, and that's not just one ingredient. It's like, it's one thing if you're like, oh, this one ingredient has to concern 4 ingredients. So if you see what I'm saying, like that's just exposing yourself to things that are not good for you. And like I said, the website is called Environmental Working Group. You are more than welcome. I would recommend actually looking at the things. No, baby, it's just soap. Looking at the things in your house and kind of researching them and seeing like, hey, how does my toothpaste compare with others? And the other thing that I have to mention is that there were other products that are considered natural or non-toxic. Simple Green was one of the names, Method and Greenworks. All of them you would think, oh, these are the more natural ones. So people in the store, you know, if they're trying to be conscious, they might grab that product. All of those rated F. So there's this thing called greenwashing where pretty much they tell you it's something healthy and it's just kind of, you know, they even label it a certain way, but it's really not any better for you than the other products that you might conventionally use. So just, like I said, be conscious of that.
B-I-N-O.
Yep. What's next? Next product, please. All right, and next is deodorant. the label on this Young Living deodorant kind of like slides off, and it was kind of annoying me, so I always just rip it off. Young Living actually has 2 different types of deodorant. There might even be a guy one, I'm not sure about that, but the general, no baby. The other 2 options are Mountain Mint, which is this one. It's got lemon and peppermint and rosemary. It smells really, really good. And then there's another, Mountain Mint. And then the other option is called Meadow Mist. It's more of like a floral scent. It's got like geranium in it. Yes, baby. So there have been some.
Questions.
What, baby?
There's 2 left because 3 have to do.
I understand. There are 2 left. Yes. Now let me speak. Okay. One of the main things with deodorant is it's kind of like a mixed topic. Some people say yes, some people say no, but some research has shown that aluminum in deodorant can actually cause breast cancer because the aluminum does something to your cells, and it makes estrogen kind of congregate in that area, and more estrogen has been linked to breast cancer. So like I said, it's not like 100% if you use this product you will get cancer, but I'm trying to do my best to just eliminate the products that are not so good for me. And that what I just said, where it's some scientists believe and all that stuff, there have actually been studies that have concluded, yes, that came straight from the American Cancer Society website. This is not something that I made up. This is not something that I just kind of was like, oh, this sounds good. Like I typed in, does aluminum cause cancer? And then one of the articles popped up for antiperspirant and breast cancer being linked from American Cancer Society. So yeah, I like to use, if I can, reliable sources. I try to kind of make sure it's not just some blogger who puts their opinion out there. The American Cancer Society, I trust them. That's, to me, is a reliable source. So like I said, I kind of just urge you to do your own research and see what you can. Oh, and I forgot to mention this. So like I said, with reliable sources, I went to the American Lung Association. I went to their website and kind of was researching, and it said that
last one.
There's 2 more, baby. That one thing you should avoid altogether is air fresheners. And if you think about it, plug-ins that you get, from the store, the little things like that, things, your perfumes, yes, baby, body sprays, all that kind of things have air, they have what's called fragrance in it. The thing about fragrance is that it is not regulated. Over hundreds of chemicals can be called fragrance. Like, there's not like this chemical, it's undisclosed. And there's really not any sort of regulation that says you have to tell us exactly what product is in this. It just says fragrance, and it covers a broad spectrum of things. So for the American Lung Association, they specifically said on their website it is best to avoid altogether using air fresheners and fragrance. So I feel like that is really valid, because that's a big organization, and to make a very broad claim like that to me is something you should pay attention to. All right, next please. One at a time. One. All right, up next is laundry detergent. This is the Thieves Laundry Soap. It smells absolutely amazing. Well, really, all of these products do.
And the last
That's next. Not yet, baby. Not up to that yet. Okay. So something in laundry detergent, there's a ton of chemicals. Some of the ones that they list here. So the Thieves Household Cleaner is free from SLS, dyes, petrochemicals, formaldehyde, phosphate, synthetic perfume, which is what I was talking about. Okay, baby. Synthetic perfume is one of the things I mentioned with the American Lung Association, said to just avoid that if at all possible, and optical brighteners. None of that stuff is going to be in this detergent. Now this is, it seems like, I don't know if you can see, a really, really, really tiny little bottle. It's not like the ones you buy at Walmart that are, 100 ounces or whatever. So it's definitely a small bottle, but it tells you on here to use sometimes a half of a cap or a quarter of a cap for your laundry. So if you see, you're using a tiny little bit. So because it's ultra concentrated, it is 6 times concentrated. And there's actually a hack that if you cut this, you take half of this and you put it in a different container and you add, I believe it's baking soda and water, it will actually, you'll get 2 bottles out of it. So it will last you even longer, which is amazing. One thing that laundry detergents, a lot of the chemicals in there, I mean, this is something, you wear your clothes every single day, pretty much all day. So you want something that, it's going to be touching your skin constantly. You want something that's going to be better for you. The chemicals in laundry detergent have been linked to kidney damage, cancer, and if fetal exposure, obviously before birth, it has been linked to autism. And that's just something that, like I said, with cancer, you really never know. If you have a child who's autistic, you're constantly wondering, did I eat something? Did something I use cause this? Is it genetic? So for me, some people, autism may be, you know, what they like, they're wondering how their child got that. For me, it's cancer. I'm constantly wondering what I did or what I could have done differently. So I would just urge you to just kind of go through each of your products. Maybe you've never even thought about it. Maybe you were like me. You were kind of mindless and just, if it's at the store, you assume it's safe. But I would urge you, maybe after you see this video, to kind of sit down and think about what do I have in my house. And then the last product is the Thieves dish soap. This is so good. And like I said with the other one, with the laundry detergent, there's actually a hack for this too. You can take this bottle and divide it as it comes. You divide it into 3 portions, and then you add baking soda and water. I believe it's a tablespoon of baking soda. And you will actually get 3 bottles out of this 1 bottle. So it's extremely cost effective. I put way too much baking soda. I don't know if you can see that at the bottom. I put 2 tablespoons and it all kind of caked down there. So that was not something I would recommend to do. So 1 tablespoon is what I say now. Formaldehyde. I know that's crazy to think, but formaldehyde is actually in some of our foods. And it is in a lot of our cleaning products, like dish soap, for example. Formaldehyde, as you know, is used to preserve dead bodies. And that's really not something I want slathered all over myself or my dishes or to be ingested. Now, it's not completely avoidable, I'm sure. There's certain foods we eat that have it in it, but something that I'm using every single day and I'm conscious of, I want to be sure that my dish soap and my laundry detergent do not have formaldehyde. Formaldehyde actually has been linked most specifically to narrow nasopharyngeal and leukemia, both of those types of cancer. So I always want to be, you know, as conscious as I can to avoid that. Like I said, all of these products are from Young Living, and if you are interested in them or you want to come over and kind of get a sample of them to see how they work, or even just come smell them, see if you like how they smell, you are more than welcome to do that. Another main thing that I want to say is a lot of these chemicals that are in our everyday household items are banned in other countries. So that's something that I feel like, you know, we should really worry about here in America, is if another country is saying that this is terrible for you and they're completely banning it, why are we able to use these products over here? So I'm pretty much here to answer any questions you guys have, or like I said, if you want to try out any of these products, or if you're like, I'm in, I want to buy the dish soap or whatever it is, just message me or comment on here and I will be happy to get that for you. I place an order every single month, so you can order through me. My next order will be going out on October 1st, or you can, if you're interested in signing up for yourself and you want to kind of revamp your home to make it more natural as well, I would love to help you become a member. What I kind of did with these products was I did one at a time. All of these I didn't order like on one order. So the first thing I switched over was my cleaners. Instead of using like all-purpose cleaners and Windex and all that stuff, I just use my Thieves household cleaner, and I dilute it differently to make, you know, I make a paste with it, or I can do a carpet cleaner. So you can dilute it differently to kind of replace all your chemicals. And then next, I think I did the toothpaste, and then after that, I did the deodorant. And then the dish soap was actually free 1 month. Young Living does, where if your order is a certain amount, they give you free stuff every single month, which is amazing. And I believe that was March. I think it was March. My order hit the highest level, so I got all of the free stuff. And the dish soap was one of the things that came in it, and I actually loved it so much that I bought it on my next order after that. And then last was the laundry detergent. I've kind of just started using that not so long ago. Yeah, but like I said, if you guys have any questions or if you want to try any of this stuff, please let me know. Okay, well, have a good day.